I will be recapping the third trimester in this video, and as you can see, I'm very much still heavily pregnant. Today I'm 39 weeks pregnant, and it sounds so crazy to say that because it means that I am closer to the end of my pregnancy. I could give birth any day now because I am full term, but I'm hoping that the baby comes closer to his due date. At least it will give me a week just to wrap things up and prepare. I felt really emotional this morning when I woke up because I realized that 2 weeks is not a long time, and my pregnancy has been such a blessing. It's been so beautiful. It's an answered prayer, and I can't believe it's coming to an end. I'm so grateful that I will be a mother, and I can't wait to hold my baby. I felt like the next 2 weeks, probably even less, I want to just be busy with other things, and I didn't want to focus so much on like filming towards the end. I just want to focus on like being present at the end of my pregnancy, so that's why I'm recording this now. Also, it's very fresh in my mind. I look and feel so cute with my belly. I think I'm 29 weeks this week. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. I felt so cute today with my little belly, new hair, new dress, new shoes. I just felt so confident, so beautiful. I got this hair done yesterday. This is my Peruvian weave, 22 inches. And I just decided to straighten my hair here in the front. I did like a blowout type of a thing. I'm going to share all the details with you guys if I haven't already. And then this beautiful dress from EB and Live. I really like how it makes my belly pop. I like this little cute feature. I think it just sits so well on me. I also love the length. It's so cute. And then I bought these sneakers from Woolworths yesterday as a last minute decision because I wanted something that will complement the dress that wasn't sandals, because I'm always wearing sandals, and these are very, very comfortable, honestly. So yeah, this is my outfit. I just feel so cute. Physical symptoms: I had round ligament pain. I felt cramps on my calves, like that Charlie horse feeling you have, like it's so painful, so uncomfortable. At least I kind of figured out how to stop it. So whenever you're feeling a cramp, just raise your toes up and then the cramp will stop. After having cramps for like 2 days, I had to figure out like, how do I stop this? Turns out, I think when you have cramps, it means that you don't have enough magnesium. I could be wrong. One thing about my baby, if I didn't tell you already, he loves meat. He loves meat. This one is a meat lover. Week 31. We had our 6th doctor's appointment. At my doctor's appointment, this one was a very routine checkup. At the doctor's appointment, he started off with checking my urine for several things like protein, glucose, and whatever. And then we move on to checking my weight, blood pressure, and then he puts on the ultrasound gel to have a look at the baby's development, his body parts, measurements. He measures the head, the stomach, the femur, and he was measuring a little bit bigger. And then he also hears the heartbeat and also gets the estimated due date. The thing about the estimated due date, he always checks it, and it always changes because he measures bigger or mostly bigger. So it's like anytime anybody asks me what's my expected due date, besides it being a very invasive question, and I don't like answering that question, I don't know when the baby's coming. We don't know, but hopefully sooner rather than later. The next day I met up with my doula at her home. So I had already mentioned in my second trimester recap that I met up with a doula at a restaurant, and we were chatting it up like old friends. Like, I really connected with her, and I didn't want to pick anybody else, and I didn't want to go through the process of meeting anybody else. She was just perfect. So this time around she asked me, do I want to meet up with her at a restaurant or at her home? And I just feel like naturally you want to see where somebody who's going to be up in your business, where they live, right? So I met up with her at her home to discuss the birth plan. I thought that discussing the birth plan was literally going to be like a 5-minute chat. Honestly, I just thought it was going to be like, oh yeah, I want a natural, no epidural, just hold my hand while I push type of a conversation. But it was so informative. She had a lot of paperwork, like she was very prepared for me. She had a consent form that I had to fill for her to have consent to go into the hospital. And then she had a contract because I had to pay. I'll claim back from my insurance. And then questions regarding birth plan, like do I have any traumas, you know, because I think birth is such a transitional time, such a painful time. I think she wants to know, like, what are my triggers basically when I'm upset, how do I behave when I'm in pain, how do I behave, like what are the things that I do to make myself feel better, have I ever lost anybody and how did I deal with that, what kind of birth experience would I have, how do I want her to support me, what do I expect from my husband, what do I expect from the experience of just giving birth, like do I have any concerns. Like, it was such a detailed chat. And then she gave me some homework, like some of the things, some of the questions I couldn't answer at that moment, you know. So she said I must just get back to her, and then we'll meet after my next doctor's appointment. So every time I'd meet with a doula, it would always be after my doctor's appointment. I think she also just wanted to know that everything is going well, you know. And one thing about my doula, she does like check up on me from time to time. So far I haven't like went to her with anything because there's just nothing eventful, but she did say to me the other day that I'm on standby on her phone, so that's lovely to hear. And then today we are going baby shopping, not necessarily to buy anything, but just to like see things that we want. I went to the shop this other day and I saw a cot, I saw a car seat, I saw some blankets, but all of those things we're going to buy them during Black Friday. Today I just want him to see like what's up and stuff like that, since he's never like seen those things at the shops. I think that would be really fun. I bought a flip file just so that I can contain all of the things that I need for my pregnancy in terms of like all my scans, the paperwork, the works basically. This is our first scan and this is our 4D scan. I just really like having them next to each other so that it can show like the progress that we've made so far. It was such a sweet week. At my work, my colleagues threw me a little baby sprinkle. First of all, delicious food from Woolworths, which I love, and they gave me like cute baby clothes and a generous voucher from Discount Baby City. And a colleague said that I should actually save that voucher for when the babies arrived, so that when I need something for the baby, I will just go to the shop and I mustn't spend it now, and I'm really taking that advice on. I honestly really appreciated the baby sprinkle at work because it's so lovely to be celebrated in a personal capacity in a professional setting. I've been working with those people for a long time, so I appreciate that they like showed support for me. Also my colleagues, they're always asking me like how I am and things like that, so I really do appreciate that. I also wrote feeling tired, feeling heavy. My husband and I went to the Lindt market. On that day, to be honest, I was in a lot of pelvic pressure pain, but then I didn't want it to like stop me. Then I also recognized that I probably should have just been at home chilling. The baby's active and poking me on the right side like he is now. Week 35, I had my 7th doctor's appointment, and on this appointment he took a glucose test. I think they always take glucose tests so that they can check for preeclampsia. My results came back negative, and I think the reason he also took this was because every time I'd go to the doctor beforehand, I'd always eat something sweet just to wake the baby up. But then my urine test at the table, because we would always do like urine tests first, would be alarming for high glucose. But my glucose test came back normal, because then I went to get my blood drawn and like things came back normal. Also, speaking of blood being drawn, I haven't received my bill from Lindt about that. I need to probably call them and check. The baby on that day was measuring 2.4 kgs. The head was down in position. I had sore back and I was feeling out of balance. I need to lay down. Later that week, we also had a photo shoot. Week 36 feels painful to move around. Like every time I'd step with my left leg, it would feel really painful. That pelvic pressure is so real. The baby's heavy, I had lightning crotch, I was eating ice, feeling hot, feeling restless, walking like a penguin. That walking like a penguin is a real thing. My husband says that like I am umama, like also the way he says it, man, it's so funny. Week 37, this was following up with the doctor's appointment. I met up with my doula at my home. I just wanted her to come and see where I live because this is where I will be laboring. I would like to labor at home for quite some time. Also, she hadn't met my husband, so they got to meet. I hosted her. I made a little cute chicory board. You know, every time I have a guest, guys, always gotta take out the chicory board. And then we discussed the birth plan. We did some meditation. We did some stretches. Got some exercises done. Loads of information. She said a lot of the other things she will share with me. She will share with me like during the labor process, also with my husband, because my husband and I that same week had also done like 4 prenatal classes, like between 2 weeks obviously, and it was just so much information. Like my doula makes for such amazing company. It was really lovely seeing her. We did a little bit of meditation, breathing. I felt so relaxed. I think I need to tap into doing more like meditation just in general. And we were just talking about like this birth, and there's so many things. I wish I could just record the meeting sometimes. That's just how amazing she is. I also just met up with my neighbor because I collected her delivery and she just picked it up now, and she gave birth like 2 years ago. And she was telling me how like meditation is so good and that birth is like 95% mental. and like 5% physical, which is so great. It tells me how mentally strong she is, and I feel so inspired by that. Yeah, anyway, I'm with Fed Health, by the way, if you are curious. And then we eventually went like baby shopping in preparation for my hospital bag and the baby's hospital bag as well. I got a lot of the things on that day, and then we had Christmas lunch with my family, and then I was like really into nesting. Like I was washing the baby's clothes, I was folding, I was just checking if I have everything for my hospital bag. Also, I received a beautiful leather bag from Jean Kelly for my hospital bag. I can't wait to show you that as well. And then I also wrote here, heavy when moving, lightning crotch, feeling restless, impatient. Yo, this week, to be honest, I was very impatient. I felt like the baby could just come, like prematurely. But then also 37 weeks, I was full term, but I just wanted him to come, and he's still not here. But anyway. Appointment. At this appointment, it was also like routine checkup, checking urine, weight, blood pressure, baby body parts measurements, due date, and then we went into a different room to check for the baby's heartbeat, because we were also doing like a non-stress test where they also put like 2 belts, one for contraction and one for the heartbeat. They wanted to check if the baby's doing well in terms of the pattern which she was, and then also check if I'm contracting, which I wasn't. And then the doctor, put his finger up. I thought he was going to be doing a membrane sweep, but then he just wanted to check if my cervix was dilated, soft and centered. My uterus is very like closed.
Now the next step, you'll see that the top end of the uterus is now over here, but let's give you all the measurements and we'll just make sure I take it correctly. You say the baby girl. You are welcome to follow the flow. All the measurements. If you look down here, you can see that is the outline of the head.
What is next? What is next is, if the baby does not come now or soon, I'll be seeing my doctor in the next 2 weeks, and then we will take it from there. Maybe he will do some kind of induction or whatever, but let us pray that the baby arrives before or after his due date. The doctor will give me like a week grace period before introducing interventions. And then earlier yesterday I took some progress pictures, and then I said that I want to prioritize rest. I feel like I'm always doing stuff, which annoys me, because I think I'll look back and be like, oh, I could have been resting, when I will probably be feeling overwhelmed in motherhood. I just can't help but do stuff. That's my problem. I'm very restless. Basically, in summary, the 3rd trimester was a lot of pelvic pain, a lot of pelvic pressure, walking like a penguin, can't really turn in bed, it's really difficult. Shortness of breath, insomnia. When I do sleep, I get vivid dreams, or if I don't sleep, I wake up 100 times to go and pee, and feeling restless. So that is pretty much it in terms of the summary of my third trimester. I hope that this video was somewhat informative. If it was, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, engage, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.